Good day again, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle here, wanting to do actually a little video on blockchain and a specific token of which I see it's already done a lot, but there's a big use case for it, and if not need for it here in the coming future. Now, some people may still be like, oh, blockchain is not going to be doing anything. Little do you know how much it'll revolutionize this world, and it's the need our society has for it now. Of course, currencies, inflation, all that stuff. But this is actually having to do with technology itself and helping to make broadband more efficient, right? Streaming services, Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Plus, I don't know. I don't know what they all are. I don't use them. But everyone that wants to watch YouTube has to go through those servers. It's inefficient. And there's a couple of blockchains that are aiming to fix this issue. One of which has already had a lot of success and has some interesting investors and people participating within it, such as Google, Samsung, Sony, YouTube itself, and I just want to talk about that with you guys here. So, with no further ado, so THETA token, it's already one of the top 20 currencies, blockchain technologies, tokens within the market itself. For a while there, it was top 10. But you know, it's back down. If anything, is on a discount now, you could say. It's high, you know, its all-time high was like $15, $16, something along those lines. Now it's about $9. I'll go over that with you in a little bit. So THETA, right, next generation video delivery powered by you. So the idea of, instead of having a centralized server of which all people are viewing that streaming from, you have node networks throughout the world that are all helping to contribute. See, yeah, here we go. Right, so everyone helps that streaming get to its needed destination more efficiently. Big thing here, the co-founder of YouTube is actually an advisor, media advisor for the company. Like I said, these big streaming networks, these people that run all our streaming stuff, they're aware of the wear and tear it goes on the system, right, and the amount of money it costs to not only build giant servers to handle the demand, but to maintain these servers as well. With blockchain and the ability to decentralize it into a multiplicity of nodes, it becomes much more efficient and thus more cost effective. So of course, companies like this, right? They save money not having to maintain servers, or at least as many servers. So there's Steve Chen, co-founder of YouTube, the advisor. You can go down here, enterprise validator nodes. So these are companies that are helping with that decentralization by running nodes themselves. And here we see Google, which is, of course, the owner of YouTube, Sony, Samsung, and a couple other guys I'm not too sure of. Well, I know Binance and I know blockchain, but them talking about themselves. What else? So the investors, of course, here's Sony again, Samsung. They were, from when I first learned of THETA a couple of years ago, Samsung was the only big name that was contributed to them. And now you have Sony and you have Google and you have this slew of people. If you wanted to, you could research more into these companies and say who they are and connect the dots of, okay, this company's invested in THETA, what other technology are they investing into, and kind of get a bigger picture of everything. But that's why you always do your own research, right? See, that was it, right? Partners. So here we go. NASA, Lionsgate, MGM, so two big movie producers, Pandora.tv, G Fuel, of course, Chainlink, another big cryptocurrency. But here you have two movie producers that are partners with THETA, right? Their whole thing is broadband streaming, not just movies, right? MGM, Lionsgate, movies. Because of current circumstances within the world, like I said, there's more of a demand for broadband. One of which, because of these movies, right, is that a lot of movies started going straight to streaming services as opposed to sitting around in a theater for a set amount of time before going to cable TV or DVD or any of these things, right? Nowadays, because of current circumstances, a lot of these movie producers are going straight to streaming. Thus, more of a demand again for streaming. So it's good that there's movie producers that are partners with this thing, right? And NASA, which is interesting. So another interesting tidbit I would like to get into is that, THETA has been awarded 3 patents by the US for their technology, right? Their ability to make broadband streaming much more efficient. Why this is interesting is the fact that for US customers and those living within the US that want to purchase this token, you have a difficulty. It's hard to get if you're not savvy with cryptocurrencies yet, or trading or exchanges, using exchanges. So it is only available, right, on these exchanges here, which is actually quite some. But see, it says crypto.com, but not for US customers. And Binance, but not Binance US, right? US customers are not allowed on Binance. So what I use KuCoin right here. And in the description down below, there will be a link. It is a referral link. It helps me out, but it is how you go. And so basically, you would just purchase your crypto however you do it, be it Coinbase, be it crypto.com, be it CoinMama, and then just transfer those currencies into KuCoin and then sell those to purchase THETA. So it's a little bit more work to obtain this token, but it's not impossible. And that's a whole funny thing. The US government and its unceasing desire to make purchasing crypto difficult for the US customer, especially when, right, the US gave patents to this. So it's like they approve of this technology, but just not of you, the US customer. You might be from somewhere else, but speaking to the US customers here, you, the US citizen, are not allowed to participate or be an early investor within this technology. And this is, of course, is not there's a huge issue with that. Like a lot of ICOs, which the SEC has issues with, like INX token, what's the word for it? Securities, right? INX is a security token, or going along those lines of securities, and they've been given the blessing by the SEC, but still, US customers were not allowed to participate in the early investment for that. I wasn't even able to get into it. It's a funny thing, right? Even when the government approves of the blockchain technology or that specific technology, because of their issues with blockchain itself and its inevitable replacing of their power, right? The US dollar. That's how they run things throughout the world, right? They are the world leading currency. And blockchain is a competition for them. So of course they're blocking the ability of US customers to be able to partake. It's not impossible. You can buy Bitcoin, you can buy Ethereum, you can buy a slew of tokens very easily, but some of which are rather difficult, and especially within the early phases, right? The IPOs, ICOs, any of these things, US customers, it's difficult. Even the ones that the government deems good, they still, shenanigans, I say shenanigans. But that was just a little snippet from me. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just trying to share my opinion of things that I see and things to take advantage of for your own financial well-being. Again, my opinion of that. And again, as we go into the future and there's a potential for another lockdown, I think in the winter, even paving more of a way for the importance of broadband, like it's already important, but as working from home becomes more of a thing and having meetings, online meetings, more of a thing, the demand is going to be ever increasing for efficient broadband, of which this has already been deemed 3 patents by the US. So the US approves, more likely they're going to implement it within their own infrastructure. And I believe that THETA will be a huge part within the social infrastructure here into the future as we become dependent on online means of communicating, right? It's already a big thing, becoming more of a thing. And not just that, right? Video games, right? Online video games, video game competitions, esports, right? Esports is a big industry, and they need broadband. They need efficient broadband. So behooves of you to look at it. And with that, I will leave you. Until next time, adios.